So welcome back. Myra and I, what we're going to do now is we're going to go over our conflict resolution skills inventory that we took during the brief break that we had. We hope that you would print out a copy for both you and your spouse. And each one of you need to respond to the statements. There are 21 statements there. So we want you to rate your current skill level for each item. You're going to use a scale from 0 to 5, where 0 equals never or completely false, or 5 always or completely true. And remember, you're ranking yourself and not your partner. And you're ranking yourself based on where you are now, not as you were and not as you want to be, but where you are right now. Now, Myra and I, we went through and we filled out the inventory. And we both noticed we had a lot of 5s there.
Right.
And so what we want to do is we wanted to focus on the areas where we did 3 or below. So what for me, one of the first ones, item 3, I focus my communication efforts on the present and the future, not the past. I know that sometimes I tend to hold on to old baggage, and that's something that I need to work on. And the sheet really helped me to realize that. How about you?
For me, I saw number 6, reflecting and listening. Sometimes I listen, but I don't reflect back to you to make sure, you understand what I'm saying.
I thought it was because I communicated perfectly.
No, sometimes I need to do that.
Okay.
So I realized that when doing this inventory.
Okay. All right. How about your next one?
I had a lot of 5s, but the next one was number 7. Really checking to make sure you understand what I'm saying.
Yes.
Because sometimes you say, okay, but then I notice you're doing something different.
And we've talked about that.
Right.
I said, if I don't stop doing what I'm doing, pause the television and turn around and look at you, you don't have my, if I don't do that, you don't have my full attention, because I'm obviously focused on the computer or the television. So.
And I think that's one thing we need to kind of work on, because I don't want to be a nag and say, okay, I have something to say, but then we can get it together.
But I think we do a good job making time for each other when we want to talk to one another. If you're quilting, you stop doing what you're doing.
And I'll
we
give you full
attention.
Yeah.
Yes. My next one was number 13. I ranked that a 2. I avoid storing things up. If I feel I've been pinched, ouch, I share that with my mate. And one of the things that I know I tend to do is, if I'm hurt or if I'm upset or if I'm angry, sometimes I hold it in because I want to protect the relationship. I don't want to start conflict, if there isn't one, but obviously there's conflict within me, but I need to make a commitment to sit down with you, and we have our international sign for, hey, we need to talk. We do this, hold our hands out, to do more of that, because if there is something that's bothering me or bothering you, we need to sit down and we need to talk about that.
That was one of mine as well, because I feel like, okay, we talked about it, but I feel like sometimes we need to go deeper, and we kind of cut it off and say, okay, we'll just accept it. But we can continue on and really fully get into the deep inner feelings that we have.
Yeah. And I will say that I think we do that. There have been situations where you may have done something inadvertently that really hurt me deeply. And instead of me just holding on to it, I kind of withdrew and kind of went into my cave,
right.
and but then came out and sat down, and international sign for let's talk. We were able to sit down and talk about it and resolve it, and really to the point that it was really no longer an issue.
Right. And I understand that. That's what I'm saying. We can not hold on to it from the beginning, but just sit down and talk about it.
But
get it over with soon.
I tend to hold back because I never want to speak in anger.
I
don't want to speak in anger, because once you say something, you can't take it back. And so I like to wait until I'm at a kind of a good mental state, and then we can sit down and talk about it. And I know I'm not going to use hurtful words, but just express where I'm coming from, and so that it's a healing exercise.
Right. Oh, that's a good idea.
Anything else?
I think that was pretty much it on my sheet. Did you have any others on your sheet?
No, the last one I'll say is number 17. I accept equal responsibility for clearing up anger, even if I am not the angry partner. If I ever feel or get a sense that something's going on between us, I try to make a point of I make a point of us sitting down within, the next day or two, but sit down and actually create an atmosphere where we can sit down and actually talk about that issue.
I think so. I think we do a good job at that.
So what were your thoughts about the conflict resolution skills inventory?
I think it made us really aware of some of the things that we were letting slide, to bring it back to the forefront so we understand and can implement it more.
Because I think we have a great marriage, and I think we communicate well, get well, we laugh a lot. And I enjoy being with you. You're my best friend. And so I think what this inventory did was just identify some areas that we can do to help move our relationship from good to great, or from great to greater. Okay.
Absolutely.
So that's the conflict resolution skills inventory. It's there to help you identify what your strengths are, to identify what areas you need to work on, and to keep these in mind. This is lesson 1. And so you want to keep these in mind as you work your way through the rest of the workbook. And so we hope you'll enjoy it, and we hope you'll use these tools and take them seriously as you continue to build a better relationship.